Marco.
Ciao Nick, how are you, man?
Good mate, how you doing?
Good to see you.
Nice beautiful mushrooms everywhere.
So what do we got in mind today, man?
I think about doing just a mushroom pasta today.
Yeah.
Something nice and simple. We'll probably do two different types. We'll do something with a medley of different mushrooms.
Yep.
So I'm after a few different mushrooms that will go really nice in a pasta sauce.
No problems.
And I heard the Tasmanian truffles have just come into season.
Yeah, I was going to say, we've got summer truffles from France in the Tasmanian winter. Absolutely spectacular at the moment, so probably suggest that we do pasta with a Tasmanian truffle.
Oh, they smell gorgeous. The intensity of winter truffles is just amazing.
Exactly.
The summer French ones just don't have the same pungency these ones do.
Basically, it's all about using things in season, and at the moment it's right at the peak of the local truffle season, which means we'll get an amazing result.
All right, let's go with the Australian product.
Fantastic.
And we'll have a nice selection of mixed mushrooms we'll do with a pasta sauce.
Too easy.
So we've done our walk around through the markets today and we've picked up our ingredients for our fresh pasta with mushrooms.
Awesome.
So we've got some garlic up the front there, some lemon thyme, just got a nice lemony smell to it, a little bit citrus. Some Reggiano Parmesan, up the front as you know, shiitakes, king browns, Swiss browns, some button mushrooms as well.
And I noticed we picked up a couple of truffles.
We have got some truffles today, but you tell me about them. You're the mushroom expert.
Basically, I mean, truffles are one of the most revered foods in the world. The best truffles that we've got here today are actually French black truffle. Yep. It's actually a Perigord truffle from Tasmania. So essentially it's the same variety, but it's actually being produced in Tasmania. The colder climates in Australia are producing some amazing truffles.
We've got a pot of boiling water here that we've salted. We're going to put our fettuccine in first. That will cook for about 6 or 7 minutes. While we're waiting for that to come back up to the boil and cook out, we're going to prepare our mushroom pasta.
Awesome.
So we've got a little bit of shallot here. Shallots have got a slightly more delicate flavour than, say, their cousins, onions.
Yeah.
We're going to get a little bit of garlic as well. Into this fry pan, we're going to put a little bit of veg oil. So the first mushroom we got here is the king brown.
Relatively new in Australia, but beautiful flavour.
We've got a few shiitakes.
These ones are actually Tasmanian shiitake.
Okay.
They're not strictly speaking organic, but they don't actually use any chemicals on the farm.
Swiss brown. Just going to slice them as well.
And the Swiss is just a stronger flavour base. A denser mushroom won't reduce quite so much.
What's the last mushroom we got here, Marco?
Believe it or not, that's actually a fully developed Swiss brown, which is also known as a portobello.
Okay, so it's a little bit bigger. So Marco, how do our truffles, our Australian truffles, stand up against the European truffles? Are we starting to hit the mark?
Honestly, the Tasmanian ones are. In my opinion, some of the other truffles from around Australia are not quite where they need to be. But at the same time, it's like any industry. You've got good growers, you've got good producers. The best will always, come to the top, whether they be in France, Italy, or Australia.
Yep.
And the guys we're dealing with in Tasmania are awesome.
We've got all our mushrooms prepped. We're going to add in a little bit of our shallot.
Yep.
That pan's nice and warm. So into that, we're going to aim to put in our slightly bigger mushrooms first.
Yep.
So we'll put in the king browns, and then we'll slowly work our way through the mushrooms, just depending on their cooking times. Just move them around a little bit. So just cooking them on a nice delicate heat, just to sweat the shallots down and cook out the garlic. Going to add the portobello. Going to add the Swiss browns. Get them nice and coated with the butter.
Yep.
I'll put the button mushrooms in a little while, and then I'll put the shiitakes in last. Got some beautiful lemon thyme. If you smell it, it's got a real citrusness about it.
Yeah, it does. That's beautiful.
So we're going to grab some of these younger leaves. We're just going to cut that up nice and fine. So we'll cook that out. And we'll add in our button mushrooms at this stage.
Yep.
Also too, I'm going to add in a little bit more butter as well. And we'll sort of let that just cook down and the flavours develop and intensify.
Just sweat a little bit. How's the pasta coming?
Pasta's coming along really well.
Beautiful.
So we'll add in our shiitake as well. So we've got some spaghetti here as well that we're going to put in our blanching water.
Beautiful.
And what we're going to do, we're going to cook that for about 5 or 6 minutes. And then we're going to do a butter truffle sauce with it.
Yeah, cool.
All right.
And butter truffle sauce is one of the most traditional ways to eat truffle in Europe, yeah?
It's one of those good things. You take a good product, don't do much with it, it comes out perfectly.
Exactly.
So we're going to put some cream in as well. So this is going to start creating our nice sauce for our pasta.
Beautiful.
With cream, it's a good thing to adjust your seasoning quite late in the sauce.
Okay.
If the cream reduces too much, it's going to become over salty.
Yeah, sure.
So, and we've already used salted butter in this, so we only need to add a little bit of cracked black pepper.
Yep. How's the spaghetti coming, Nick?
That's coming along really well. That'll be another couple of minutes. What we're going to do for the truffle pasta is we're just going to melt some butter, flick the fresh pasta through the butter, a little bit of Parmesan cheese, olive oil, salt and pepper, and finish it off with truffle.
On top, beautiful.
Good quality butter here.
Yep.
We're just going to gently heat it up. All right, so that butter's nearly melted, Marco. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the spaghetti out. So lots of the flavours are infused down in there as well.
Yeah.
And we're going to add in our fettuccine to that. With the truffle pasta, we're going to add in a good bit of salt and pepper.
Yep.
A little splash of the olive oil just to get through everything here.
Yep.
And then we'll re-garnish with that in a moment. Our fettuccine pasta is coming along quite nicely here.
Smells amazing.
So all the mushroom, all the cream's absorbing into that pasta and really infusing it on. So we're just going to let the fettuccine pasta fall into the bowl. Nice Swiss browns there on top.
Looks great, Nick.
We've got our truffle pasta here. So we're just going to pull that up. And as we put it on the plate, we're just going to twist it around. This just helps with presentation. Some nice fresh Parmesan.
Beautiful.
Nice fresh Parmesan on the truffle one. Going to add a nice little splash of olive oil over that one, and the same on the truffle one. So we're going to finish off the fettuccine with a little bit of thyme. Just put that on top like that. Now for the favourite part, our beautiful Tasmanian winter truffle, and I'm simply just going to shave that over the top. You don't need so much of the truffle, and once it hits the hot pasta, the flavour's really going to come out of it.
Exactly. Let's try, Nick.
I thought you would have gone for the truffle one first.
That's excellent. Beautiful balanced flavours. Lovely mushroom coming through.
These truffles are just gorgeous. They've got a real intensity in the flavour. And once they hit the hot pasta, it really brings it out.
And that's the difference between a good truffle and an average or poor quality truffle. Most truffles will smell, but a good truffle will have an amazing flavour, like a genuine flavour that comes through. That's a good truffle.
That's a good truffle. How much longer the Tasmanian truffle is going to be in season for?
Generally start of September, but there are truffles available from around the world right through till March next year now. Generally the season runs from May with summer truffles right through to the winter truffles from Europe right through to March next year. So we've always got really good quality truffles available to the food loving public of Adelaide.
Excellent, Marco. That was good fun.
Nick, always a pleasure.
Thanks, mate.